Well, here we are. It's been a while. It's been quite a bit since I bought the BRZ TS, but as you can tell, it doesn't even look like it. It looks like my old FRS, and that's because I kept a lot of the parts from it to keep for this build. And that means keeping the hood, keeping the headlights, the BRZ headlights, but this time they're blacked out. And full bumpers here. I have the rear bumper on it as well. The wide body is up there, just chilling for now. But I'm not gonna be installing that wide body kit. I got a new kit coming in for this car. It's gonna be very similar looking, but much wider. It's for a drift car, so it's gonna come out a lot more than here. If I had to guess, it probably comes up to like here. So it means my fitment will need to be a lot more aggressive. I don't have any fenders, but the kit comes with new fenders. That's why the car has no fenders at the moment. I installed a big brake kit on it. You can see from how the car looked before, it looks nothing like how it used to. It's getting some shape now. I had it for a while without any front end as I was transferring it from shop to shop. And the rear quarter panel that's smashed up, I actually ended up chopping it all off and putting on my rear bumper that I had on the previous car, a taillight. The trunk I got to close properly, so now that latches and unlatches nicely. And this is just all cut out. Everything that was damaged just got all cut out. The kit that I ordered from HGK is gonna cover all this. And it even has a taillight socket, so that way when you go ahead and you can actually mount the taillight perfectly to the kit. And at the same time, I ended up upgrading brakes to K Sports and throwing on some TE37s. While doing that, one of the biggest things that was wrong with this car was when it hit this wall, it actually bent the subframe and a lot of the arms. So the wheel was kind of like towed out. So it looked like the wheel was turning the whole time. So I had to fix that. I did that with some upper control arms. You can see they're in blue. We got all my lower control arms that I had on the previous car. I haven't done the suspension yet. Thinking about just leaving it like that for now while I get the car past inspection. Since it is a salvage title car, it's gonna need to be taken to inspection, and then I gotta take it to emissions after. So I'm gonna keep it relatively stock, just some mods obviously, but nothing too crazy. It'll be wide body for the inspection because this is gonna get covered up, as well as the fenders. And then, the end goal for this is to chop the whole front end off and tube chassis it. So that's why this is just kind of temporary. I just wanted to mock it up, make sure that it's on there, and it's all bolted on there. It's all how it should be. It's just temporary. It's gonna get removed, but it'll look good in the meantime. What is up, YouTube? Johnny B here again today, and we're gonna be bringing you a video on the BRZ TS. That thing's been in the back burner for the longest time. You guys have been seeing videos of the GR86, and this car has just been kind of like a parts holder. It's holding parts from my old car, and now the kit that I ordered for it is finally here. It took me about a little bit over 5 months to get it. It was quite an ordeal to get it. It's the best kit that that I like the most. The Rocket Bunny V1's the kit that I had on my car before. The HGK kit, that looks very similar, but instead of being like a body kit that you just kind of bolt on, this is actually like a full replacement fender, and it's like a whole section of a quarter panel. So it's really nice. It's gonna be a nice upgrade, and I'm excited. So I actually went to the port of California, which is about 6 hours away, to go pick up this box. I had it shipped here by boat, and it's here. I literally went in one day, 6 hours one way, was there for like 45 minutes trying to, get the package onto my truck. Then I drove back another like 5-6 hours, and it's basically a 12-hour round trip with picking it up. But it's here. I already opened the box a little bit because I was just very curious to see, but you guys will get to see it for the first time. So right off the bat, you can see there's an FRS bumper in here. It's got like a fog light delete, and the body kit is all one piece. But if you notice, it's way wider. Probably hard to tell on camera, but way wider. And then I got some carbon bits. I got some extra pieces underneath there. This is the underneath the bumpers, the whole quarter panel section. So as you can see, it looks like a Rocket Bunny kit, but it's all one piece, so there's not going to be any weird cuts underneath. It's all going to look really, really good underneath. Not that it matters to most people, but for someone that installs wide body kits all the time, I kind of like the idea of it all being one piece and basically molded, but without the chance of cracking. So let's remove this little stud here, probably hammer it out, and then I'll start getting the kit out of there and start putting it on the car, at least mocking it up first. It's already got a missing fender because I sold it. That fender's just a placeholder just so it doesn't look weird without a fender. And obviously my front bumper from my FRS is on there as well. So I'm excited to get this on there, and this car's gonna be pretty much full white because the car's already white, the body kit's white, and it's gonna look good even without it being painted. So let's get these parts out and get them on the car. All right guys, so I have the front end installed. It took me a little bit long because the fenders are all basically the bolting spots are just kind of like a full piece of fiberglass that needs to be cut and shaped, trimmed, drilled, so that you can bolt it to the car and get it, you know, as good as possible. But so far, look at that. That looks amazing. It's bolted on there. I only put one bolt right here on the top between the hood and the bumper, but it's holding for now. I did do the bolts that go here on the edges to hold that and make sure that body line is like perfect. But look at that. I can't stop staring at it. It looks so good. It's like right next to the GR, but this looks so good. Like, I guess it looks like a straight up drift car, so it's cool. So now that we have that on there, it's all a mock-up. It's not really on there 100%, but I did, you know, get the brackets ready, make sure everything like lines up. In the fender area right here, there's no brackets, so nothing's really holding it there, or like at the top of the headlight. So that's all stuff that I need to do later on, but I mean, you can literally drive the car the way it is right now. So now that that is on there, next step would be to do these, and these look intimidating. What's nice is that it has this little section here, so if you're looking at the car, you're looking at the car like kind of like this. You can see this is where the taillight goes, and it's nice because you could tell they took like a actual quarter panel and just copied the actual quarter panel with the Rocket Bunny kit that they designed on there. That HGK kind of like extended and made a lot wider. So it has this whole like section here. It even has the section of the trunk and whatnot. So I think it might be a good idea to drill this out and then use this to bolt on the underneath of the, you know, the structure that's underneath the car, underneath the skin. So I might just end up cutting that out without cutting the window, hopefully. I'm thinking about removing the rear window to put that on. This section will probably need to be cut. So now that that is on there, next step would be to do these, and these look intimidating. What's nice is that it has this little section here, so if you're looking at the car, you're looking at the car like kind of like this. You can see this is where the taillight goes, and it's nice because you could tell they took like a actual quarter panel and just copied the actual quarter panel with the Rocket Bunny kit that they designed on there. That HGK kind of like extended and made a lot wider. So it has this whole like section here. It even has the section of the trunk and whatnot. So I think it might be a good idea to drill this out and then use this to bolt on the underneath of the, you know, the structure that's underneath the car, underneath the skin. So I might just end up cutting that out without cutting the window, hopefully. I'm thinking about removing the rear window to put that on. This section will probably need to be cut. I'm happy that it has this whole section here and it has that section to bolt, because if you come look at the TS, the accident was on that side. You literally see a hole through here that I cut out. But this right here is all bent up. This has been bothering me ever since I tried pulling the car to straighten it out. This whole structure under here is fine. All that got cut out because all of that was bent. And it having, you know, even a section underneath the glass, I could probably go over here underneath this and like cut across here and probably remove this dent with a little bit of body work. Unfortunately, I have that there. But if that quarter panel has a section where it goes underneath this, it would have been cool, but I don't think it does. So this piece of metal here is gonna have to stay. That's why I left kind of like an inch around there. I even left it all the way down here, and you see this taillight has nothing to mount to right here. Like there's literally one little metal piece right here holding this bottom bolt. This one's not holding anything. So the kit having, you know, that whole section that replaces that is exactly what I needed to repair this car, and at the same time, you know, upgrade it. And it's cool because it has, looks like it has this section up here all the way to here, to this like little separation line, and it has, you know, all the structure in there. So I think the goal would be to remove this outer layer to where I don't need it, so that this will all be like fiberglass in here as well. And then this will just get bolted to, you see there's like some nuts right here. These are part of the frame structure under here, which would probably stay. I would just remove this outer layer here, which would basically be removing this but keeping this, and then just use this piece of metal here to, you know, keep the trunk bolted down. So it's quite intimidating. Never done a wide body like that, and then I'm gonna have to reconstruct, you know, something here, or I might just leave it like all empty like that, like a true drift car where they just have nothing, and then if we have a rear mount radiator in here, it'll just have airflow out of everywhere. All right, so here we have the engine in its stock form. I was able to put it on an engine stand, and then now I want to go ahead and take off all the accessories and all this extra cables and possibly even the intake. Everything that we're not going to need needs to come off. That way I can give the engine a good cleaning, because it's, you know, it's been in a car for a couple years now, and it's a little bit dirty. So if I can make this thing look nice and clean, and then, you know, start mounting up some of the kswap parts that are gonna make it look, you know, that much cooler. So I got all the accessories removed, covered up the intake and the exhaust ports, so that way we wouldn't get any water. Went ahead and cleaned up the engine, got all the old oil. Looks like the valve cover was leaking for quite a while, so there was a bit of oil all along this area, but now it's all clean. Look at that RBB head. This is what you want with a K24A2, and this is an 07 model, which means that it's slightly better than the previous years that came in the TSX. So it's looking good. I'm very tempted to remove the oil pan, remove the valve cover, and you know, start mocking up like the valve cover and the oil pan that comes with the kit, the intake, and maybe not the header, since I don't have the header with me at the moment, but it's getting prototyped, so we can do possibly gonna go turbo is what I'm debating, whether just to keep it NA or just go straight to turbo right away, since you know, it'll be able to handle it. A couple other people have been pushing like 500 horsepower with these, so it would be nice to have my same 500 horsepower power back into the BRZ as it once used to be, but with a more reliable engine. So we're at ADOT safety inspection for the BRZ. So hope it passes. You guys see it back there? It's ready to be inspected. All right, guys, got the paperwork back. We passed. Whew. I was a little scared, not gonna lie, because I didn't finish redoing the whole front end, but I made sure I fixed everything else. So let's go home. There it is, waiting for me. fully restored now.